Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Draft Day Sports Pro Basketball 2024. In the last video, we went through another dozen games in Season 7, and unfortunately, it looks like we're struggling once again. 10 and 14 now in the season, and I got to say a few things. It looked as if we would miss the playoffs again, and we still may. And that really frustrated me because I've tried so hard at this series, and we've had some really good draft picks here and there. We made some trades, can't seem to quite get ahead. And part of it is our owner is so tight. He doesn't want all this money spent, cares more about hanging on to money than winning. And personally, as a player of the game, I care more about winning. I wish I could use more money, but I'm afraid if I do use more money, we'll get reprimanded by the owner or possibly get fired. So I've tried to be as conservative with contracts as possible, and it's made things difficult. And I was looking at the situation, 10 and 14, seventh season, and I said, you know what? Things kind of feel pointless at this juncture. Like, what's the point of playing if I know I'm going to miss the playoffs again? And I'm going to right now. This is Monday afternoon. It is. I'm turning behind me to look at my clock. 6:06. A shout out to 6:06 in Kentucky. So it just turned 6 o'clock, and I'm recording. It's on a Monday. Normally I record on Sunday. Last night I sat down to record what would be this episode, and that's when I had this realization. Like, what's the point if we're going to miss the playoffs again? And so I started recording anyway, and it kind of turned into an episode where I was looking for a trade. I was trying to shop around both Whitney, who had really struggled. We traded Voskuhl to get Whitney, and it saved us a lot of money. Saved us like $10 million. But Whitney has been playing terrible. He had been playing a little bit better, but the dude had been shooting like 30% from the field. And I mean from the field, not from three. Overall, from three, he was shooting like 18%. And he was taking quite a bit of threes. And Fortson still providing a lot of production. But I looked at his efficiency numbers. Yes, he was averaging around 20 points a game, but he's putting up a lot of shots to get that 20 points a game. And we've had Fortson since the beginning. And I like being loyal to players. I like being loyal to star players. But we've had that dude from the start, and it hasn't resulted in a lot of success. So I started shopping around Fortson and Whitney. And I recorded for like 45 minutes of looking for that trade. And I can upload that video if it's requested, like if you really want it. But I couldn't get nowhere. Like it seemed to be going nowhere. I kept looking at different scenarios, throwing out different trade offers, kept getting rejected over and over and over. So I said, fine, we'll put this series on hiatus. We'll just do the college basketball series. I'll play the pro basketball series off camera, and sort of just fool around on it until I get a trade that I feel might help things. So I recorded the college basketball episode, which I'm uploading first. So maybe you've already seen that video. And on the video, I will talk about, on that college basketball video, I will refer to this series. And I will talk about how this series is currently on hiatus. Well, obviously I'm uploading right now, so we're not on hiatus. But I speak about being on hiatus until I can find some roster movement or some kind of trade to make me at least feel like things might be different. And so since you are watching this video, since I've uploaded, you know I've made a trade. And I did not record the trade because I didn't know how long it would take, and I did it completely off camera. And I don't know how I feel about the trade because it got to the point where I was just trying to make something work. And it was one of those situations where I clicked the make trade button thinking I would be rejected, and the trade was accepted. And I don't like takebacks. Like once you make that trade, that's it. So we're going to upload. We're going to look at or we're going to upload. Obviously, we've uploaded. We're going to load the game. We're going to look at the trade that was made, look at what the roster is now, and we're going to simulate forward. And we'll do a dozen games with the way the roster looks right now. And if things still look bad, I'll make another trade. And I may do that off camera. I don't know how to do trade videos because there's always a chance that it's unproductive. And speaking as a person who may view a series like this, I don't know that I want to watch a guy ramble on about trying to make a trade. Now, if somebody wants to see that, I can do that. Like I can upload that. I'm just speaking as far as myself. I would kind of appreciate it if the uploader made the trade off camera and we didn't see all the boring process of trying to make that happen. But if you want to see the trades, there is a 45-minute video that exists. I just haven't uploaded of me looking for a trade. The trade wasn't completed on that video. That video was recorded before I recorded the college basketball video. And after the college basketball videos, when I went back into this game off camera, didn't record it, and actually did make the trade. So the trade itself wasn't recorded. But I'm about to reveal what the trade was. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it. And I know that may have been a lengthy explanation, but I just wanted to preface by saying that you can see now the first thing different here, although it's very minor, you may not notice, is our cap status is higher than it was. We were at, I think, about 200 and some thousand left. Now we got nearly $6 million to work with, which doesn't help us a lot right now, but it will help us this upcoming off season. So we know also from this that I have saved money from making the trade. Also, the trade's right freaking here. So this spoils it. Yes, we have traded Aaron Fortson, who had been with the team for so long from the main beginning. And we have traded Charles Whitney, who was mostly newly acquired, had played like 24 games with us, and was shooting the most inefficient numbers I've ever seen, ever. I'm talking all the basketball dynasties I've played, all the basketball I've watched, the most inefficient shooter I've ever seen, Charles Whitney. Had to get rid of him. $14 million. I'm not paying this dude to miss shots more than he makes them. A lot more than he makes them. We picked up Tom Payne and Jermaine Marsh. So we traded a 2 and a 3 to get a 2 and a 3. And you can see at this current moment, everybody is happy. Fortson is a little peeved, if you remember, too. I think Deshaun Watson had been like, I don't know, getting in arguments with him. So this also makes the team happy right now. Everybody's happy. And that's good. So our first new player to look at is Jermaine Marsh, 3-star, two guard. Okay, so not bad. Here are his numbers. He has a 3-year contract, so we'll have to pay him for the next couple seasons. We can see he was averaging about 12 points a game, a couple of rebounds, a couple assists, 4.7 rebounds. These numbers are better than Whitney's numbers. Whitney was averaging like 7 points a game and taking a lot of shots to get the 7 points. This guy's doing better. You see his player stats. He's not incredibly efficient, but these numbers aren't bad. He's shooting 44% from the field. That's all right. 70% free throw shooter. 41% three-point shooter, which is pretty good. So, happy with that. This is essentially what I got for Whitney. When I traded Whitney, this is sort of the return piece I got for that part of the trade. And I think this will have to be a better piece than what Whitney was. And for Fortson, we ended up getting Tom Payne. It's a really cool name, by the way. Just correct me if I'm wrong. I should know this. I almost minored in English. Is it Thomas Payne, a writer? I should know that. I'm not looking it up. I feel like that's a writer. Anyway, yeah, didn't he write? I'm afraid I'll mess something up. Pretty sure that's a writer. And I'm sorry. I apologize, Tom Payne. Thomas Payne. I know it's a name in history. We have him for the next 4 seasons. We're paying him less than we paid Fortson. He's also a 3.5-star player. Now, his numbers aren't what Fortson's numbers were. He's actually not a very good outside shooter. This is kind of the part of the trade I don't like. But he is shooting 46% from the field overall, which is higher than what Fortson was shooting. Fortson had been shooting like 38% from the field. And I can go to Fortson and show you if you want me to, if you don't believe me. But Fortson is shooting like 38% from the field. This guy's shooting 46% from the field. That's a little bit better. Not a bad free throw shooter. And even with all this red that I don't love around the perimeter, he's still shooting 34% from 3, which is not terrible. So hopefully this helps the offense. Hopefully. That's where we're struggling. As you can see, we're 30th in points per game as a team. We're 30th in assists per game as a team. Those largely go hand in hand, oftentimes. We're first in defense, so our defense is awesome. 10th in rebounding. I'm good with that. It's fine. We're about to play the Bison in this next game. And we look at the lineup here. Matthew Bridge still has an injury. We're now going to be starting Crowley at the 2 and Payne at the 3. Newly acquired Tom Payne. Got Stephen Little, Jermaine Marsh, newly acquired, coming in to take place of Crowley when Crowley needs to rest. We got Zuzovic, who had been playing the backup 2 to Fortson, now playing the backup 3 to Thomas Payne. And we still got some minutes being played here by Otis Arnold, coming in for Duckray, and maybe a couple of minutes from Gurley, coming in for Justin Johnson. But that's essentially the team right now. And hopefully this helps things on offense. Certainly, I don't think it can hurt on offense. We were the worst team in the league. So the only thing that can happen in a more negative way is to be even more worst, which isn't using correct grammar. But that's literally all that can happen now. So hopefully this fixes things. I don't know if it'll fix things, but hopefully it makes things improve. And we're going to start all over with our, well, actually, here we are. I want to start out with balanced on the offense. See how this works. If it doesn't work, we'll move on to pace and space. Try to find some kind of semblance of success. And after this video, if you're still struggling, I'll look into making more trades. I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of not doing anything about it. Let's look at the Bison. Let's look at them. Let's see what kind of team they are in terms of offense. What do they like to do? What are they good at? Pretty mediocre from 3. Not a good free throw shooting team. So we'll keep straight man-to-man. And we'll be aggressive on the boards. Already kind of aggressive on the boards. Leave things as they are right there. Okay. This is an away game. So we'll see. Let's go ahead. We won by 1 point. But a win is a win. Very curious about how the numbers look. Tyler Duckray has a really good game. 29 points, 7 of 11 from 3. Justin Johnson has a good game. Now, Tom Payne, my dude, my man, and Marsh, what is going on? So the new players combined 5 for 20. Which is not what I wanted at all. We did win, but the new players did not impress. Wow. Well, let's just be happy with the win. 1-0 so far in this video. Let's see how things go. The Dinos are next. We have a new injury, it looks like. And Parker is out. Of course he's out. So here's what this lineup looks like here. Sean Little getting some playing time in. Let's see what kind of team the Dinos are. We'll keep things as they are, but take the intensity down just a bit. Okay. Hey, we got another win. We got 2 wins. So far, so good. Let's see how things went down. Okay. All right. Tom Payne had 18 points, 6 for 10. Was the player of the game. Couple steals, couple blocks. Okay. Justin Johnson with 17 points. Took a lot of shots to get 17 points. Sean Little with 15 and 13. Took a lot of shots to get 15. Duck Ray, 3 of 11 is not great. Did shoot 90% from the free throw line. Crowley, decent game. Marsh, pretty good. 14 points. Made 14 points, 7 field goals, 3 free throws, 3 of 5 from the 3-point line. Pretty good. 7 rebounds. Okay. All right. Feel good about it. 2-0. Things had to change. Things had to change. Eagles. The Eagles are really good. And yes, I do like the musical band, the Eagles. Desperado, why don't you come to your senses? Fortson's been on the team so long now. Whitney, he sucks. You gave him $14 million, but you traded for Tom Payne and Marsh on the team now. Okay, that's a bit of my Eagles impersonation. All right. Okay, let's see what kind of team the Eagles are. Okay, the Eagles. Let's see. We can play the attack man to man. Probably should ease up on the rebounding though. Don't want to foul him too much. They hit the free throws. So keep balanced. It's working okay so far. We'll do the attack man to man. Bump that down just a little bit. All right. We're going to see if this works. Wait a minute. I think Parker might be back. No, Bridge is back. Okay. Okay. Still no Parker. That's okay. All right. All right, y'all. 3-0. 3-0. And also $5 million better off. Okay. Let's look at those numbers. Ducray, player of the game, 18 points. Marsh with 11 off the bench. 4 of 10 is not the best, but not terrible. Crowley with 16. Little with 12. Payne with 18 points. Johnson with 16 points. Okay. We won the rebounding battle. Shot better from the field. Shot better from the three. Shot better from the free throw line. 25 of 26 from the free throw line. Missed one free throw out of 26. 3-0. All right. Okay. We got the hoops next. Ain't this who we... Wait a minute. I'm curious about something. I don't know if we'll be on here anymore. Okay, we traded. It is here. The trade happened against or with the Gears. So the next time we play the Detroit Gears, let's pay attention. Let's see what kind of a game Fortson and what kind of a game Whitney has against us. But we play the hoops. The only reason I questioned it is the hoops are one of the teams I really came close to making a trade with. But they're terrible from three. Not a good free throw shooting team. If you look at their roster, I'll tell you the let's see. Craig Richardson is one I really looked at as possibly getting. Yeah, I think that was it. They wanted to give me Kenny Reese and Craig Richardson for I think it was like Whitney and a draft pick or a couple of draft picks. But I didn't want to give the draft picks up. So this is one team I possibly almost made the trade with, but I did not. I guess it won't be possible if I didn't do it. And we're talking hindsight. Okay, so we can play passive man-to-man. They can take threes if they want. And we can afford to be a little aggressive. I just turned the pace up. Didn't mean to do that. Game 4. Wait a minute. Let me make sure this still looks like it's supposed to. It does not. I'm glad I checked it. Rich is hurt again. But Parker's back. That's all right. We'd rather have Parker back. Look at that, boys. Look at that. 4 wins since the trade. 4-0. I feel good about it. Play the Peaks next, but before that, look at the numbers. Tyler Ducray with 31 points, 10 of 16 from the field. Pretty efficient game. Crowley It's 25 points, but took a lot of shots. Parker Payne Johnson could use a little more aggressiveness from those guys. Marsh with 12. Okay. Gurley with 13. Another win in the books. And we move on, but we have some injuries to deal with, unfortunately. Bridge still out. Marsh is out. Duckray's out. So they want to start Zuzovic, Crowley, Payne, Johnson, Parker. Okay, we'll see how this works. I'm okay with this. Jabari Morton be getting some playing time. Hasn't got a lot of playing time this season. Now, if we lose, we know we have a lot of injuries, but this team does kind of stink. So maybe we can be okay. Turn down the intensity. And play passive man to man. So I'll turn this down. That part looks good. Okay. We lost. We knew it would happen. Still 4-1. Still okay. Still pretty good. Let's keep going. Spartans are next. Injury situation still the same. These are all minor. Should be solved in the next or dealt with in the next couple of days. So feel good about that. We can play passive defense once again. Be a little more aggressive though. I'm still keeping the balance offense. Let's go ahead. Okay. 4-2 now. By the way, I still try to dump Jabari Morton's contract on somebody. No one wants that contract. All right, let's see. Play the Twisters next. We're injury free, though. Injury free. So that is good. And we're playing the Twisters. We'll do a straight man-to-man. They're pretty mediocre on both fronts. Go back to straight man-to-man. We'll leave this where it's at. We'll see if we can come away with the win here. All right. Yes. So 5-2. 5-2 is good. The 2 games we lost, we had some significant injuries. So far it looks like the trade has worked, barring injuries. Duck Ray with 22, Little with 22, Crowley with 18, Parker with 14, Johnson with 14. Okay. Duck Ray's played a lot better since the trade. He was being really inefficient too. The Pioneers. No injuries. That's good. You play passive, man-to-man. Let up on the intensity a little bit, though. No injuries, like I said. So we'll play. Another win, 6-2 since the trade. Duck Ray with 38 points, 8 3-pointers made. Little with 14 points, Crowley with 19 points, Johnson with 20. Johnson has been, since the trade, this trade has made the whole team better. Now, Payne and Marsh haven't necessarily lit the world on fire, but the team has definitely been more efficient. Have our scoring numbers gone up? Maybe they were so far down they were still in last place, even after going 6-2 since the trade. We play the Moose. We have an injury. Crowley's out. That stinks. We'll start Marsh. I'm curious. We're still 30th in the league. Can you believe that? That's how badly inefficient we were playing on offense. We were bad. We were real bad. Playing the Moose. We'll try straight man-to-man. The intensity. Maybe we'll bump it up a bit. Okay. Let's play. Seven and two since the trade. 7-2. I don't think I've felt so alive since high school. Which ain't saying much. The Roar. The Roar is who we play next. Injury situation is still the same. You know what? I think we'll keep the straight man-to-man. We'll bump up this intensity even a little bit more. Let's play. Okay. All right. You lost. Still 7-3. All right. I've already determined. We won't be making any trades before the next video. I can at least guarantee you that. Having some rest time, that's fine. There's a chance to recover from injuries. Man. We play the Royals next. Did we play a game and I didn't realize it? We lost the game to the Roar. Just making sure. No, we're good. Okay, we're good. We'll do 2 more games. Parker is out. That's never good. We are playing. By the way, we are now 29th in points per game. The trade worked. All right. Now we might still make more trades, but this one worked, at least for now. Playing the Royals. And they're pretty good. It says they have 90% chance to win. But they're not a good three-point shooting team. They are a good free throw shooting team. So we're going to bump this down quite a bit. Okay, just double checking the lineup, making sure it's all good. All right, let's play. Okay. Still 7-4 since the trade. Still okay with it. Yeah. Last game is against the Beams on the road. That's rough. We're keeping the intensity where it's at. Whether the attack man-to-man. Keep things balanced on the offense. 2 injuries means we picked up another injury. Parker and Arnold. I expect to lose this. Yeah. Yep. Best team in the league. Lost on the road. You know what? We're still 7-5 since the trade. Now let's look at the 5 losses. All right. 2 of the losses came at the result of a lot of injuries. One of those losses was against the best team in the league on the road. So 3 of those losses, we would have lost anyway. I'm going to bet. Not much you could have done about it. So in a way, we're kind of 7-2. All right. I'm good with that. I'm fine with it. Feel good about it. And this is where we'll end. Now I'm going to look at the standings. I don't think things have changed too much, but I think the trajectory, the outlook looks better than what it did. Okay. Now we're on the outside looking in, but 7-5, still 7-5. If we keep going 7-5, we'll climb. We'll climb this baby. We'll get better. And that's what I'm hanging my hat on right now. That being said, we're ending the video. If you enjoyed it, keep your eye out for the next one. Probably will be this weekend, more than likely. No promises, but more than likely. I hope you folks have a good night if you're watching, a good day, whatever time you're watching it. And we'll see you next time.